Hello and welcome back, all you wonderful 2B Dicers. Sorry for the delay. We are back and we are at it again with Star Wars Edge of the Star Wars Forces and Destiny with the wonderful cast and crew of 2B Dice Adventures. With me, as I have just previously stated, is 2B Dice Adventures. So let's go ahead and start off tonight's episode with the cast introduction. We are missing one or two potential cast members. They should be joining us here shortly, but let's go ahead and start the introductions. Going with our first lovely as always, Dove. Introduce yourself.
Hey guys, I'm Dia, also known as diabell.cos on all social media. I have popcorn because it's going to be a very fun game tonight. I play Dove. I was a Brekkie bounty huntress, also known as our one-woman army, now replenished with at least one weapon of devastation. So we should be fine now, all is well. I just don't have armor, so that's lucky for our enemies. Next.
Don't like that. Up next is going to be our wonderful guest star appearance, Janelle or Jelly Bean. Please go ahead and take this moment to introduce yourself and the character that you're playing and what we're about to expect from this character.
Hi everybody, I'm Janelle or Boss Jelly Bean all over the interwebs. And I am playing Slice. She is a now ex-ISB slicer who is trying to get in the party's good graces, and it's not going well.
Say that again. That being said, we are going to go ahead and move on down to the second layer of the cast for tonight's episode. Starting off with you, Jay. Go ahead and take a bow and introduce yourself, if you will.
That's Southern accent. Hi everybody, my name is Jay, also known as Jason V131 on TikTok. I am playing Cash, the completely fine chess agent right now. Is completely fine and not having an internal mental breakdown, and is looking forward to having a conversation with hopefully the continuing newest tense member of the group.
We can only hope.
Fingers crossed, guys. All right, and to round us off for tonight, for the time being, until the rest of our cast gets in, is going to be the one, the only force to be reckoned with, Oz.
Greetings, fellow strugglers. How's it going, everyone? I'm Oz, otherwise known as Son of a Ghost on all the interwebs. Tonight, I'll be playing the role, as always, your ever-lovable Thersian Grenadier Extraordinaire, one half of the Mudhorn brother pair assassins who kind of sort of lead this ragtag bunch of misfits into the unknown, potentially, hopefully not killing them. We already lost one. But hey, we're still here, we're still kicking, and we're ready for more. Season 2, here we come.
Just gonna write in my notes here. Chav is not leading this organization. It is the brothers. Good to know. All right. We usually have three others that usually attend these sessions. They will be two of which will be joining us shortly, potentially. Victor, the Sword Weaver, who plays Rawl's other significant other or brother, if you want, depending on how you want to differentiate that. Oho. And then there's Ego, played by Ren, Mask Ren. That is the face character of the party that talks their way out of any and all situations. That being said, and finally, there's also Chav, who's played by Matt, or War-Torn Knight, who plays the captain of the Nothwin Chimera, who essentially kind of founded the group. That being said, that is the entire encompass of Core Atlas. Again, guest starring with us today is Janelle, who's playing Slice. So I'm stoked to see what's going to unfold for tonight's episode, as we have a lot to unpack with this group. But to get you guys on the same page as the rest of the crew, let's do a quick little recap. Last session, Core Atlas had escaped the pit of the Sarlacc pit and recovered their vehicles and continued their trek through the harsh deserts of Socorro. The evening begins as they approach the ridgeline nearing the hideout. It takes a moment for the crew to identify the exact location, as a lot of the terrain has been reclaimed by the shifting black sands. But they spot the mountainside the base is built into and choose to conduct recon for the next few hours before the sun sets. Several hours later, they spot a wandering tribe of Ibanal, a clan of smaller, a tribe that's divided into smaller clans composed mostly of extended families, through which they have settled most of the badlands of Socorro. This tribe of Ibanal were herding a herd of Druyuza, beast of burden, if you will. The tribe members were approached by a lost traveler. The party continued to observe this interaction between the tribal members and this individual until it started turning hostile, at which, after a moment of deliberation, decided to approach to investigate further, to which they then meet Slice, a master slicer trained by Killbolt, who fled the ISB after the events that took place on the Watchful Eye. We ended last session with an evening's rest and begun the following morning anew. Where the rest of this journey goes is to be diced. Transition was good. I did good on that transition. That was really good. I like it a lot. Okay. Our scene begins on the interior the interior of Rawl and Oho's base. A long-neglected water collection facility built into the mountainside that filtered underground water, an underground water source that was later abandoned after an extended period of time due to the due to unknown reasons. The brothers had endeavored to refurbish said base to facilitate their personal needs, as well as facilitate trade with the local population, before eventually abandoning it themselves in pursuit of a more lucrative and more mobile pursuit in the company of Core Atlas years later. But our journey has come full circle, bringing us back to where it all began when Rawl and Oho first went to ground. On the black sands of Socorro, establishing themselves as migrant traders with no name, with no history. Rawl, you wake up the following morning in a state of nostalgia. Almost lost to time for a moment as the reality of the situation that you find yourself in slowly takes root. You're no longer fleeing the greater galaxy as a dead man. You're fleeing it as a fugitive. And that not only a fugitive of the galaxy, but the fugitive of the Empire. And that reality sets in as you turn or roll over to your other side in your bunk, and across the expanse of your base, you see chained to a set of pipes Slice, who's just stirring from her unrestful slumber. You can hear the stirring of the rest of your crew in various locations of the base that you've allocated to them for their personal space for the time being. Rawl, what is your initial thought process once you come to the following morning?
What a loaded question. What isn't going through his mind? I would say he has a moment of shock as he's staring at a familiar ceiling, but it's also unfamiliar at the same time, and he's wondering why he's here. And as he his heart rate kind of ratchets up to 11 for a second, and then things start to take in a focus. Takes a slow breath. And remembers the time when the usual ritual of the morning between him and his brother when they were hiding out here. Yes, rolls over, sees Slice, but in his mind right now, it's gotta finish this ritual first. And he goes over the night before, he had prepared a water basin, and he goes over, washes his face, stares at his reflection, taking in how much it's changed. He doesn't have the long dreads he had before. Back of his skull, completely robotic. A fugitive. This is the face of a fugitive. This is the face of a man who has made some hard choices, some stupid choices, and is still alive to tell the tale. He takes a deep breath and paces back and kind of squats down a few paces away in front of Slice. Waits for her to kind of rise to wakefulness. He says, "So, what do you get out of this? What is your raison d'etre, if you will?"
I've found myself in a similar position as all of you. I don't have a job with the ISB anymore. In fact, I believe internally they're going to be coming after me as well. So I would be going after this regardless.
So what? It's just thrill of the chase. It's for the money. What is it? At the end of the day, what is it that drives you to be here in this backwater asshole of the galaxy?
Oh, I did not want to be here. No. I was very happy with the life that I had. But that doesn't seem like an option anymore. So survival it is.
Survival. You're going to need more than just survival out here. This place, living out here on the fringes, it has its ways of testing you.
Testing in what way?
Everyone's is different. Every path is different. I can't tell you what you'll face. But no, you will be tested. And you'll have to do it now with us in tow in your company if you are wanting. That is what I'm understanding you're looking for.
Yes,
We come with baggage.
Oh, I'm aware of all the baggage on this crew, as it were. Like I said, I've been watching all of you for a while. Killbolt didn't do all the surveillance himself, so...
So then you know.
Know what?
Well, you know that you can't trust any of us, because we're all here for our own purposes. So...
You can't trust anyone in this galaxy. That's sort of a day one thing.
I'm just making sure that you know that if you are agreeing to come with us, just know we could drop you at a moment's notice.
I am very well aware of what you are all capable of.
This is your one and only warning. If you do try anything, especially knowing that you have ties to Killbolt, if you try anything...
Do I strike you as stupid enough to try something on this group by myself? It doesn't benefit me in any way to harm anyone here. Not even that I could. We are far from anything that I can use skillfully, as it were, right now.
You're skilled
I'm
with
just trying to help
computers.
everyone.
That remains to be seen. Now, let's wake the others up and see what we can do about the day.
With that being said,
And he stands. Yeah, go ahead.
Dove, you've had a particularly rough go at acclimating to this planet.
I hate it here.
Not used to, not having the comforts of your personalized climate adjustments that you've made to your armored suit that kept you comfortable in any given situation. You being subjected to the elements has been a struggle for the longest time on this planet so far. That being said, did we do end last session? We didn't. We did do a morning check. Everyone did another resilience check the following morning, and unfortunately, Dove still is subjected to the effects. However, it did not get worse. But you are still stuck with 2 setback die to all of your checks until you can get past this acclimation period. Physical checks, anything physical related, shooting guns, blah blah blah. Knowledge checks.
Was that done whilst we were inside the shelter, and or the next time we make such a check, would there be benefit from having said shelter rather than being exposed compared to previously?
Let me double check. I believe I gave you guys a boost die for being in shelter. It looks like we did. Hold on. Resilience, cash.
Yeah, for a period of time, like long enough to have a long rest, basically.
Yeah. 2 advantages, 0 successes. I had ego reroll for you. You did get a boost die for the shelter, but you still had this 2 setback die to the check. So yeah, you rolled 0 successes, 1 advantage. The reason, so with that advantage, it didn't get worse for you. It just it maintained, or not maintained. It persisted. So yeah, continued shelter in place will afford you another boost die to the next check, but this check was done so at the start of the day, so give it a few more hours. We can go for another resilience check to see about acclimating and lowering that penalty, but for the time being, it's 2 setback die going forward for any physical related checks. That being said, what is Dove's mentality with this persistent, ongoing fatigue from the heat, being such a force of nature usually?
It really is just a mantra. I hate it here. I Griffin hate it here. And then it's that beyond that, or rather underneath that irritability, that heat-induced anger, there is the unspoken sense of vulnerability. Because as far as bounty hunters go, Dove is as close to a rich, spoiled bitch as you can get. But it took time to get to that. It took many contracts, it took many paychecks, it took many contacts. And stripped bare of the majority of those things, I think she's really feeling the effects
Exposed.
of what losing those assets could be.
Yeah.
And as you said, she feels very exposed and she's not happy at all with that. And we're going back to Dathomir, which she's even less happy with. And it just feels like going backward in an attempt to go forward.
So, with that, last session, I believe you guys did a little exploring around the base and found you were able to discover the training ground that the brothers had established that was very Dathomirian in its roots, with its design, its epitaphs, I believe is the right word. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, but I'm going to stick with epitaphs for now. And the runic symbols inscribed kind of bring you back to that familiar sense that you grew up with. Granted, you were young when you first departed Dathomir, but your parents made an effort to teach you some things of your heritage. Actually, not parents. Correction. Your mother tried to teach you some of your heritage growing up. But there was a lot of things that she was very protective against. For instance, your innate connection to Night Sister magic. You discovered that ability, that connection, relatively young. And when you confronted your mother about it, you were scolded and taught to rely more on your physical abilities. Rely on the strength of your being rather than relying on mystical arts. Never understood why there was such a aversion to exploring that aspect, nor did you realize at the time that it was Night Sister magic until later in your career as a bounty hunter that you just started to discover those aspects in your time learning about various targets throughout the galaxy, hunting various individuals with exceptional abilities. You wake this following morning, I'd say probably reminiscing on some of these aspects, as that kind of brings you a sense of grounding to your mother. But also raises a bunch of questions for you.
I feel like those are the sort of questions that a pounding headache doesn't do well to answer. And for the time being, she is going to take one of the thermoses that she did pilfer from our ship and just pour up some kaf for everyone for some sense of normality. I'll splice if she drinks kaf and pour an extra cup. And above table, to explore that definitely side further, I think it'd be beneficial to have both brothers present.
Yeah. I like that you're breaking out the calf. I'll give you a boost die to the next resilience check with that. So keep that in mind.
Small luxuries. Running low.
Love it. So yeah, keep that boost boost die on hand. And then our scene's going to transition over to Kesh. Kesh, you're going to awake this following morning from the aftermath of the battle over Northwind. The words from your former commander, Major Brell, repeating over in your dreams. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. And each time, after each apology, a cacophonous explosion, echoing. This camaraderie can slightly be disorienting given your overall history as a ascendancy double agent. But logic proves triumphant in this moment as you rationalize the history that you've had with these people and the effects that the toll that it takes on one's mind, regardless of your affiliation. When you endure the same hardships as those that stood beside you in the hardest of times. Kesh, you lost a huge chunk of your history in just moments. Would it be accurate to say that despite the overall arcing mission that was assigned to you, would Kesh still feel slightly lost in this moment?
Lost doesn't even quantify the level of directionlessness that he's feeling. Because he spent a long time building that network, building that ground to stand on. And yes, he made quite a few judgment calls in the recent months, weeks, days. It's all blurred together for him. His rebel cell was completely gone. The rebel alliance is maybe unreliable right now because of just the heat that's on the entire group. This constant state of heightened paranoia Kesh is in at present, that like there's a knife around every shadow in every corner. And yet this is welled up in the moment that he's had a moment with his thoughts, is being homesick. For once, emotion overrides logic after waking up in a somewhat of a sweat. Missing Scylla, missing home, missing his family that he was adopted into. Hence why he sent out that distress beacon almost by impulse instead of rationalizing it. He keeps that to himself, much like that he's catalogued the brother's force abilities, Dove's magical affinity that he saw in the Starlight Pit when she summoned a blade to her hand, which he still hasn't even remotely approached. Also seeing Ego nearly being eaten was also something, because he had a knee-jerk reaction to dive in there to go get him and go get Dove, which rationally he would not do previously. And then now this new individual that is linked to something and someone that is in just as much a precarious situation that we are all finding ourselves in. And Kesh wanting to have something to bring logic back into the process, so he builds in a rapid moment of routine, whereas Slice will kind of come to as Roll's sitting down. There'll be a cup of water next to her. There'll be a cup of water next to Roll's bunk, Oho's bunk, Ego's bunk, and even Dove will wake up to a cup of water next to her bunk because she was struggling the most, along with his one of his rations as well, and he's kind of like silently just cleaning up. He's trying to get some measure of control.
Yeah.
And it gets to a point where if anyone wants to find him, he's actually in that fighting arena and he's just punching a training dummy senselessly in a routine chess-like just repeatedly military training to the point that you don't know if he's doing more damage to the dummy or to his own knuckles at this point.
Okay. So you all wake up to this morning offering prepared by Kesh. Slice this morning introduction / potential interrogation from Rawl. And on the horizon, you can feel as the sun begins to rise higher in the sky, as the temperatures begin to rapidly climb. A drastic change from the frigid night air that you were subjected to, giving you no time to acclimate, to find some semblance of comfort in this harsh desert climate. Ego, thank you for joining us. We were just going over each individual's morning epiphanies, if you will. We can't hear you, unfortunately. You're mute-smited.
Nah.
Mike's muted.
I just said okay. I said okay.
Yeah. So, the night was restful for you. However, a lot has transpired since the events of Nothwin. I would imagine there would be some level of burden that's weighing heavily on Ego's mind. What do you glean would be the most taxing on Ego's mental health at this time?
I think at this point, Ego just feels very out of his depth. It's similar to the way that he felt when they were on Korriban, in that there's so much happening and he doesn't have the ability to gain like a foot in edgewise or to gain ground, because his particular set of skills, apart from last night, are not useful in this situation. They're not useful in this escape. They're not useful getting across the desert. They're not useful in trying to escape a Sarlacc. And so I think he's really feeling that the amount that he can contribute right now is not that great, and he hates feeling like he has to rely on the others to help him through. In the same breath, there is this sort of like little devil on his shoulder being like, that's the purpose of being in a group like this. And so he is kind of wrestling with his own like self-worth and contributions, in the same time trying to maintain a positive demeanor. Because it seems like the people around are somewhat falling to not quite despair, but their own problems, judged by the sounds of rapid boxing from somewhere. And with how Oho had been the other. And with how Oho had been the other day. And so I think his thing is just putting on like the mask and the smile and just trying to maintain like something upbeat in his more classic self, because that is what he can do for the group right now.
Okay. So, thank you for that little glean into his mental structure. But for the overall scene,
I'm gonna go talk to Slice.
you all begin to stir from your respective locations. Rawl, you'll take quick notice to the fact that Oho is not currently present within the confines of the base. You're quick to assume at this point he's probably doing a morning recon of the surrounding environment, making sure that there's no other interested parties trying to make their way into the to the base's location. So I would assume, trust that Oho will report back within a timely manner, as that's the typical MO. Once he's confident in his reconnaissance. And then you guys all begin to converge in the central not atrium. Antechamber. We'll go with antechamber. Where your captive is currently detained.
I think Ego will Slice looking much better than yesterday. The dark aura that had like consumed his face yesterday is not there. And so as he comes into the antechamber, he smiles, and while still looking a bit like manufactured, it's not the way that it was yesterday. Good morning. I'm not certain of how you would have slept. Any
Not
of
well.
you? Yes. No, I do apologize for the circumstances, but you can understand why we would be feeling a little bit wary. Though, I believe that you can have breakfast. We wouldn't deny you food, I think.
Oh, well, that is reassuring.
Would not
What's on the
monsters
menu?
Ego?
Ego will. Is someone? Did I hear that someone made something, or is it just kind of?
Dove made coffee and asked
Okay.
Slice if she drank coffee, and she said, yeah, there's an extra cup for her.
Oh, great. Yes.
Kesh had left a ration for Dove, but also had kind of made like a really just standard porridge with the rations to give someone something to eat, basically.
Okay.
With limited resources, yeah, you guys are eating pretty generic foods at the moment until you guys can do some more thorough shopping and resource gathering.
So there's dried meats, unless you're not a meat eater, and then there's dried fruit and nut, like a trail mix, if you would prefer, and then a miscellaneous porridge situation. I'm not certain where that appeared from.
So what I'm hearing is on the train heist, we need to add luxury foods to what we're taking.
Well,
Yes.
and I think Eagle will turn to Dove. Dove, how do you look in this moment?
Dove, you've seen Dove in her many faces and her many presentations. She looks worse than that night out in Dancery.
Ooh,
And she's no, she does not seem like a morning person, given current circumstances.
No, generally not. I think Eagle is going to take a glance at you, turn towards whatever the water situation is, and just try to get like some cloth with some water, wring it out, and then don't kill me, and put it around the back of your neck. It's like just leave it there. Just leave it there, and we'll feel a little better. But yes, Slice, nuts, your wrists, and he will release you from the wrist.
Oh. Thank you.
Well, I'm not going to feed you, so you can feed yourself.
Understandable. So generous. And I guess she takes the porridge and just doesn't want to be rude, so starts eating it. But it's like,
It's a standard MRE, so it'll fill you up. Doesn't mean it tastes great.
Great for caloric intake, but not great on flavor.
Honestly, it goes down a bit easier with calf or decaf. Take your preference.
And Tabasco.
A lot of Tabasco and maybe a few nuts in there for texture.
So, you guys begin to indulge on a morning's breakfast, albeit as generic as it can be, in mixed company. Let's see if he's made it in yet. Nope, he hasn't. Thought he'd be here by now. I'm so sad. There's a tangible level of tension in the air. A lot of you don't want to say anything in the presence of somebody that has strong connections to somebody that you detest the most. Gotta love tripping over your words as a GM. Slice, you're the disciplined individual, but even you struggle with the awkward silence to the point where you feel like you gotta spill something to cut the tension. But that being said, actually, before we go any further, before I call for this skill roll, let's go ahead and finish having everybody roll their luck points for the day. We got Dove and Rawl. I just need luck points from Slice and Ego and Oho.
How do I roll luck points?
So in the top right corner, you're going to see that blue D20 in between the plus and minus sign on RPG sessions.
Hold on.
Wrong platform.
I gotta open.
Nice.
Nice.
Blue D20.
Yep.
And then what am I doing?
Just click that blue D20 and it'll automatically roll your luck points.
Oh.
In the top right corner, not the bottom left.
Nice.
Okay.
Hello, Victor.
God damn. Victor made it. Excellent
As
timing.
we're
I did it.
Slay Queen.
as we're sitting around having breakfast, Dub was gonna speak up. Honestly, she's not a threat. I wouldn't consider her one. If that's what you're all worried about.
Oh, I mean, I'm not particularly, but certainly, if that is your assessment, I will not bind her hands again. So if Oho comes in and yells at anyone, it will be you and not me.
To be perfectly fair to our new member, albeit temporary, she's here for the same reason we are all here, which is survival. So, and the sooner we settle that, the quicker we can get off this rock, and the closer we are to make sure that we can actually make sure that we all disappear off the hollow net.
Well, it's
Which is one
wonderful
of
to
the-
see that everyone is seeing sense now.
I mean, you must forgive us for yesterday. Some of us, who shall remain unnamed as he swipes across his lecture, had an interesting run-in with a Sarlacc pit that left us thoroughly exhausted. And so your meeting was just inopportune timing more than anything. But
Oh.
after a nice rest, we are back to form and ready to face the day.
Not to mention, we're missing all our gear, all our weapons, all our armor, every single gadget we possibly could have. We saw a lot of people get wiped out. And also, on top of that, having a massive bounty on top of our heads. So it was a lot of dominoes that caused unfortunate misgivings.
Well, as I
In
said,
short,
I'm
we're
here.
having a day.
I'm
Try
here
up-
to help with most of the things you just said. So, yeah. Also, and she's gonna turn to Ego. You look different today.
Different how?
Don't take this the wrong way, but less scary, and I don't mean just as like less angry. I mean like there was something with your eyes yesterday. Does that happen a lot?
Don't laugh. I can be scary.
Yeah,
You
but she said you were
scary.
scared.
Cat's just trying to stifle a smile at this point, just...
I can. It was not my intention to appear scary yesterday.
Oh, I think it was.
apologize. Well, as I said, exhaustion does odd things to the mind and the face and other things. Don't terribly concern yourself with it. This is my typical state of being. So get used to this and ignore everything that might have happened yesterday.
Ignore.
Don't worry about it.
All right. Wiped
Don't-
from
don't.
my mind.
That's what I like to hear.
Mm-hmm. So at this point, that as you guys are starting to kind of de-escalate the tension, you make your way back into the base after conducting your morning reconnaissance, surveilling the area, making sure it's safe, there's no other interested parties making their way towards your guys' long-established base. to see the group has convened in a common space to begin breakfast, and there seems to be less tension in the air than there was yesterday as they begin conversing with this newcomer, who is not bound and is freely eating.
Yeah. Yeah. Huh. Huh. I think the thing that is going to stand out is that when Oho returns, I feel like, yes, there would be an expectation that Oho would be like, why? And when he kind of like reaches the area where the party is, he kind of pauses, takes a look, takes stock, sees Slice, notices them free roam. And where a different version of Oho would have already been like asking explanations or saying they are not staying like this, Oho doesn't say anything. And he just moves past the group. Now, I'll say a couple of things that I think Oho would have been doing while doing the reconnaissance. There is a particular access point that they build through the cave that allows him to get to the top of the rock, of the highest section where the tunnels and everything that leads to the safe house is, and that's basically the way that he's able to keep track of the entire perimeter.
Yeah.
But he's not only checking in case there may be suspicious people moving in the direction of the space. He's trying to see if he can spot any particular routes that may be currently being used in the vicinity as far as his eye can see, where he may see dust, and he may be like, okay, taking notes of like this area around this time, there's like movement going south to like, east to west or west to east.
Right.
And the other thing, and so he's taking track of those things, anything that might be especially like within proximity that he's like, this is pretty close. So if anything were to happen here, whilst these people are around, they may hear if there was a commotion here.
Right.
The other thing that he's also doing, he's actually tracking any packs of the animals that are domesticated. I forgot the name.
The
But he's
Druyuza.
actually keeping, the Druyuza. He's keeping track and seeing if he sees any packs in the area, so that eventually he may go try to get some for the group,
Okay.
as well as looking at any other game for hunting
Okay.
that he may be able to use.
Gotcha. Go ahead. This is going to be an average perception check with your elevated position. I'll give you 2 boost die.
Okay. Can I add a boost die for my eye?
Absolutely.
You said average?
Yes. Average difficulty with 2 boost die for your elevated position, a boost die for your eye.
3 successes, 1 triumph. Coming in hot.
Starting off strong. Jesus Christ. Okay. Okay. You'll quickly take notice that there are 3 tribes that have settled in this valley. Or not valley. Yeah, in this valley. Not typical for these types of tribes to settle this closely to one another. You get a sense that there's probably a local source of water that these tribes have identified. And given the untouched nature of your guys' base, there seems to be another source of water aside from your guys' base that these tribes are benefiting from. The tribes' locations are roughly about 40 to 70 kilometers within each one another. So within a day's travel of each other, which is very uncommon. Normally, distances between tribes are way more spaced out than that. So either they are a society of mutual benefit, or they're competitive tribes vying for the same resource. There's a strong concentration of Dreuza in this area as well. A lot of it is domesticated. There is, however, from your long reconnaissance, a wild herd of Dreuza to the south, about 20 kilometers south of you. Not claimed, as far as you can tell. Traveling with several young, which will present an opportunity for you guys to be able to capture and domesticate, whether it be the adults or the adolescents, as they won't be able to travel as fast as as any other herd. But you also are familiar with the Abanal tribe and have made dealings with them before, and you could potentially make trade with them for domesticated Dreuza, as the process of domesticating these beasts are quite arduous. So it's whether or not you want to endeavor on the task of domesticating them yourself.
You said that the tribes are about a day's travel from each other. How far are they from us?
Within half a day's travel. You guys are luckily, you guys are centralized between each of these tribes. So it's a matter of picking one and making the decision. And you could facilitate a faster route of travel by way of planetary piloting, if you guys do take vehicles, to find faster routes to cut the travel time in half. But with just a generic estimate, it's at least half a day's travel, potentially less.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know.
Actually, to be more accurate, it's a half a day's travel on foot, which is how they primarily travel, which is by Dreuza. So by Dreuza standard, it's about half a day's travel. With your guys' speeders, you could do that travel in about an hour.
I think Azoho walks past the group. He sort of talks to the group, kind of closer to Raul, because obviously Raul knows the terrain and knows how they've operated in the past. But he says it in a way that everybody can hear. And he says, there are 3 tribes that seem to have set camp about a day's travel from here by foot. About a day's separation between one another, which is not common. The potential of them staying there for long periods of times means that there may be a water source near them, which is a good thing to keep them from searching further or closer to here, but also means that any other people seeking water in the future who may hear about their location may be coming close to here as well. We might be able to have the opportunity for some communication and trade if we are able to learn what they are after and the why of they are so close to one another. In the meantime, I do not think that they are a threat. I don't see any reason to believe that they know that we are here. especially considering that this place seemed fairly untouched. And we might be able to procure some rides from them once everyone's ready.
Are planetary vehicles, are those uncommon by any way of the word here? Would it draw too much attention if we took the speeders?
They are not uncommon for people who come from the different villages and cities. They are uncommon for the tribes. They tend to stick to the desert and the areas that are not as populated, and they tend to travel by foot and with the Drusas, which are the beasts of burden of this planet. They can be quite useful. They're also very good if we're trying to travel in a way that is a little more discreet, especially while we are in the desert. But if we need to move at rapid speeds, our ground vehicle should not be a problem, provided that we are not revealing that they are coming to a halt or disappearing in the middle of the desert.
I think this is a fine plan, but I think Ego's focus when Oho came into the room, being very aware of the mood, does Oho seem like he was the previous day and is still like speaking without really looking to people, or does it seem like he's more himself?
He seems more himself,
Okay.
but Ego being Ego, I would say that you can tell that he is not the same self. Like, you can tell that he is better. He's not necessarily like doing the same level of like eye contact that he's used to do in the past. He's able to communicate a little more, but the fact that like he didn't just like address the group, he kind of like went closer to Rawl because it's like the familiarity of the group, and then kind of like addressing everyone, checking on Slice. But he definitely, there seems to be a level of like determination or like, momentum that he has regained of like, let's get shit done. I need to get things done in order to move past this. So he's doing his best.
Okay, great. I think Ego is busying himself with changing the cloth on the back of Dove's neck, but just makes a note of that.
She's just gonna offer an MRE porridge to Oho. So comes back in, just propping it in front of him along with a ration, and looks at Dove if there's one mug available that's for Oho, basically. Well,
Making contact with the tribes is something that would be like primarily beneficial to us in the long run. I know you said in case they come looking for water, but would it be good? Like, how much do these tribes tend to wander from areas? If we can get them on good side, would it be worthwhile to make that contact to have them know that someone else is here at all?
Oh, give me a... What skill would this be? We're on the outer rim currently, if I recall. Where's my map? Hold on. Must refer to map of galaxy. Galaxy map. We're on Socorro, which would be outer rim. Right? Yes, outer rim. So yeah, give me a knowledge outer rim check, please. This would be average difficulty. You have 2 boost die for your history on this planet. Okay, with that, the migratory process of these tribes typically take place during the colder, cooler timeline. What's the word? It's not timeline.
Months.
Season,
The cool-
season.
Cooler season. There we go.
Seasons.
Thank you. The cooler seasons to avoid exhaustion of the more elderly of the tribes, and not overburdening the beasts of burden of the tribe. So, being that it is you're at the currently hottest season of the year, you are approaching the month 4 would be our equivalent of April. So yeah, you guys are at the peak of summer right now, of the galaxy. So they had just recently settled in this region. So they won't travel again for the next couple, at least till the end of the year.
That being the case, and taking the liberty of saying that probably Ojo and Raul know this, the response to Ego would be, it can be quite beneficial to befriend them as much as we can. Usually trading is the way to make a connection in a way that we can offer something to them. They may be able to offer something to us, and also have a sign that we mean and intend no harm. They are not going to be traveling anytime soon. It's the hot season here on the planet. And so they will be in the vicinity for a significant period of time, which would be useful if we are able to connect with them, because they do travel sometimes, and they could also be a source of information. Raul and I have done it before.
Whatever you think.
I think at that, he turns to Slice. Any directions from your boss?
Not directly. Just that we need to get the cargo off the train by any means necessary. So, would anyone like to sit down and figure out how to do that?
I would.
Wonderful. And she's gonna take out her, well, I guess you guys have her data pad, so she's just sort of waiting for someone to, you can look at it, or I can show you where it is on the data pad, but we do need the information on there.
Rawl takes it out of a pack, slowly places it on a table, and slides it over.
She unlocks it, which, if anyone is used
Ojo
to...
is right behind you, by the way,
Yeah.
while you're doing this. You have this, like, you can sense this. The thing is, you probably didn't even see him move. You all of a sudden just realize I think there's someone behind me. He's behind me, isn't he?
I think you see, like, there's, like, way too many locks on this thing, right? And, like, she goes through a screen that, like, pops up, like, a digital version of herself, like, just shaking, like, a finger, and then puts in another code, and then there's, like, until, she gets to, the information about the train.
Kesh is going to sit next to, like, very casually sit next to Slice and just taps her on the arm and goes, breathe. Just like that. It's like, breathe.
I like to imagine Slice has Kesh sitting beside her casually, Oho directly behind her, and Dove is sort of just like looming over her shoulder, not even with the intent to intimidate, but because she's looking very keenly at what's on the datapad.
You might
Okay,
want to put you might want to put the datapad on the table.
Right. Personal space isn't a thing with this group. Got it. She just puts it for everyone to see.
It is. It really is. But when it comes to information like this, personal space is fluid. Anyway.
Sure. So, like I said, we are going to be going up against a 20T rail crawler convex transport. It is laid out with 5 different cars. In car number 2, we have the Imperial Personnel Operational Records Cargo Manifest. In car number 3 is where the Clean Sweep Data Spike is. That's objective number 1, obviously.
For more context with that, the information that she'll present to you in regards to this data spike, it is the vault. The car itself is a vault in its entirety, heavily fortified. Gaining access to it is bio-monitored, so getting into it by key, not a thing. You have to have matching genetic codes to get into the vault, which would also stipulate in the information that the only way to bypass this is through a skilled slicer.
You'll also see that car number 4, it doesn't have everything what's in it listed out. It kind of has like a secondary passcode on it.
Yeah.
And then for the final car, it is weapons, ammunition, and military supplies, and it is marked as potential rebel resupply source.
Correct.
So that would be another option, because it seems like all of you could use some gear, and also the Rebel Alliance, I suppose, could also use some gear, which is a new person to be working with.
Question, big one. Reaction time. What is our window?
From the presentation that Slice shows to you, there are 2 ideal target locations. There's a canyon that you can either rappel into or set up prior to the train's arrival. However, it is a narrow space, so you're working with limited spacing, or you can try and hit it on the run through the forest. Its final destination will be an hour's distance away from the end of the canyon. So you're predominantly going to be hitting this train while it's underground. So it's either get into it before it gets to the tunnel, or get into it through this via this canyon. If you do it through the canyon, you're working with 30 minutes. If you do it prior to the canyon, you have an hour. But getting to the train via prior to the canyon, you'll have to go on speeder,
Which would be visible.
Extremely visible. Canyon, on the other hand, we have several ships that are quite good at neutralizing laser batteries, defensive armaments, heavy hull plating, and can dislodge the cart if need be.
Aerial visual of the train is near impossible. Again, the only point in time you'll be able to get aerial coverage of the train is via this canyon, and that's a very limited window. And is also most likely the most ideal location to recover the cargo of the ammunition and military supply. So getting that 5th car detached by that canyon is the most ideal. Otherwise, you're going to have to clear some dense forestry to even get to the cargo container. So from the information that's presented... Go ahead.
No, I'm just because all the military personnel are in car 2, right?
Correct.
So if we were able to separate car 2 and 3, then that leaves 3, 4, and 5, which 3 and 5 are the ones that we want.
That leaves...
Are there any details? Sorry, go.
There's not much... You don't have any detail on what's in car 4. That was left... that is a mystery to both you and Killbolt. You guys do not know what's in there, and that's a huge variable for both of you. And
we know what's in car 1 and 2.
Car 1 is the engine.
One is the engine.
Okay, car 2.
Car 2 is military personnel and a high value target.
When you say high value target, are we talking about a high value Imperial target or a high value rebellion target that they are keeping?
This would be a high value target for Slice.
Oh.
Does Slice know who this target
yes,
is?
she knows about this high value target.
Okay.
And that's... Ego was able to glean that Slice is after a list of names. He was not able to identify exactly what or where this list of names would be kept.
Well, that was yesterday, though.
Yeah.
We can try again today if Ego is feeling in the mood for it. Because I can assure you that while all of this description is happening, Oho would definitely give a look at Ego. Because Ego relayed that information about the list of names before. And he's noticing that the list of names has not been brought up by Slice again as this debrief is happening.
Also, on the datapad. On the datapad, do we have any intel on exterior security measures? Are there sensors that would detect? Are there droids positioned on the roof? Is there something that could be disabled to buy us time?
There is no droids on the exterior. However, there is exterior automated defenses. Turbo lasers, not turbo lasers. Light repeating blasters. Things that can be remotely deactivated via slicing. Which is also another reason why Killbolt sent Slice your guys' way, because she's the most capable out of everyone to get those defenses down. There is anti-air defenses as well, but those are not prioritized given the environmental conditions. So there's only, with the 5 cars, there's only one anti-air defense system on this train. Aside from
I'm gonna
that,
try and roll sense. I don't think it's gonna work. I will try and roll it.
You can go ahead and roll that. The third car is expected to be under heavy guard. The second car is also going to be under heavy guard.
Does it say on the datapad how many guards there are overall or per carriage?
Let me see what the capacity is for these for these cars. 1 second.
Max capacity.
They are.
Well,
first.
if it's
They can
if it's
hold a
max
lot.
capacity, yeah, if it's max capacity, that could be anywhere between 20 and 50. So
Encumbrance.
they can house up to a lot of guards. And because it's got a classified section as a variable, an armory, and
Okay.
a vault with everything that we could need on information-wise, it's going to be on a much more higher scale. My question is,
Tarzan, you take that reaction back. You take that reaction back.
I'm ignoring that reaction because I don't want to have anxiety-inducing. Kesh looks at Dove. Kesh looks at Slice and just goes, "How quickly can automated defenses be turned against the people inside?"
How good's your slicer? And she looks at Slice.
Almost immediately.
Almost immediately.
And since that's the case, I imagine that there would be ways to snuff out, suffocate, or eradicate any potential volatile variables besides the big glaring one.
As far as you're aware, the conveyance transports do not have environmental seals, as that is not a necessity with these transports, as they are only ground vehicles. However, there are some interior automated defenses that could be used. However, they are harder to get to. You will have to be on ground to penetrate those.
Which is why Kesh is going to put a way of like getting on the train and then hacking into the interior defense systems to use them against the Imperials.
Yeah.
Or use if they have defense droids or war droids of any kind, then they can also be used.
That's what I was thinking too.
Do you have? Is there a model of this train on the datapad that we're watching right now?
Yeah, it's a pretty well detailed model. He and Slice have managed to map out what is to be expected for the vault. The vault itself is a massive vault. There's space for about 6 guards at the entrance of the vault. However, the vault itself has 2 automated turrets overhead. And then there are multiple points of interest throughout the train, power conduits that have been noted to be potential sites to produce power overloads, which could take out a group of guards at once, mitigating the overall force for you that you guys may have to oppose.
I think Oho is going to point to Slice. He sort of gestures to the engine and then the second cart, and he goes, "Is there anything that you need or of value in either one of these cars?"
There is something I need from the second car, but it shouldn't take me too long to get it.
I think what would be your most ideal reference for him would be the Admiral's code cylinder to help you penetrate the vault.
Okay.
Is that what you were referring to? Or were you suggesting something else when you said there's something I need from there?
That I need to get the spike. Sort of a step 1, step 2 situation.
For mechanical standpoint, getting the Admiral's code cylinder would provide you an additional boost die into bypassing the security measures in place. So it would give you a boost die to your computer's check to slice or bypass those measures. So that would be a huge boon for you, and that might be what you could be alluding to as to what you need.
I think Oho is probably just looking at you. If you said there's something I need and you don't specify what it is, he is just looking at you, waiting for you to specify.
Oh,
He's not.
I need to get something on there that will allow me to hack into the data spike easier.
The vault.
The vault. To get the data. There's so many levels to this. Hack into the vault to get the data spike.
Okay, so this is what I'm hearing. If we can disable the exterior defenses without being directly on the train itself, we do that first. Then we find a way to get on the train itself to the carriages that are closer to the head so we can get the data spike, take out any interior reinforcements, and then move towards the vaults when it's more safe to proceed. If we get on the train, Splicer can cover you to work as smoothly as you need.
That would
The
be
others-
most appreciated.
Well, the others know what they're best for.
Not to mention, I would like to know where the best point of entry is. If it's at the back, then we'd have to go through the classified carriage to get into Vault 3, which takes away the Admiral chain code. However, if we are getting entry into, say, car 1, we could potentially stop the car halfway in the underground, giving us that 30-minute to an hour window.
Do you have any information about how the people inside this cart, specifically whoever has this spike, whether or not they move from car to car, whether they stay put?
I believe all the personnel is staying put in car 2.
And do we know the number of personnel in car 2? Because Tarzan is smiling like
So, the container cars have an encumbrance of 400.
Oh my god!
Oh my sweet
What?
lord.
That's fucking okay.
I just love that all we hear from Raul is just we just hear in the background the conversations like, oh my.
I can just picture all of us like the minute we see that car, all of us having the direction to just roll like what just in the roll in the background saying that.
The
I have to
one
pretend
time.
I already knew this.
Containers?
Okay, hold on.
have an encumbrance of 400. However, they are not going to carry that many personnel in one car, as that would put them shoulder to shoulder.
Even if it's 50%.
It's like over 100 people.
Even if
5%.
Even if it's 25%.
It's like nearly a centurion level worth of stuff.
You can expect.
Listen, we got this.
I
I
was
got
thinking
this.
like a train, like a regular train that you're on. How big are the cars on
These
this
are
train?
huge. This is a huge engine. This thing's massive.
It's a freight train.
Like, look,
Yeah.
if you remember the Han Solo spin-off movie, those cars are massive. And
Yeah,
on top of that,
the-
they double deck above.
Yeah. It's like what I pictured honestly was like 5 double-decker buses. These like long and
Yeah.
like two
Wait,
double-deckers next to each other, just across.
Important question.
Okay.
Are the cars of this train are they
No.
tall as a double decker, or are they actually double?
They're as tall as a double decker, but this rail system is only built for above ground. There's no double car underneath. So it's just a singular rail with 5 cars, or 4 cars. But
If we turn their own defenses on them, though.
you're eliminating a good chunk of personnel. That's so.
Wait, because if we're talking about blaster rifles that are like automated in this cart, I like how many of these are in the cart and how many soldiers, because there's no way these things take down the whole group before somebody shoots them down.
Right. And that's why Killbolt and Slice have made additional
Uh,
efforts to identify points of
Power
exposure.
surges.
The power conduits.
Okay.
I think
So we.
So you can exploit the turret system as long as you want before it gets taken out, and then you can exploit the power conduits to thin their numbers even further.
Okay. We use the turrets to get them moving towards the power supplies, and then we blow them when as many of them as possible are near them.
Oho, add quest to slice this data spike. Is it something that whoever is carrying it, would it be visible, or is it something they would be able to conceal?
I believe it's large, right?
A code cylinder? Yeah, no, I'd say it's just they usually keep it in the not the lapel, but the breast pocket of their uniform. It's what gains them access to more classified levels of an imperial structure. This being the case being for this situation, this code cylinder will help him gain access to the vault. However, he still needs biometric data to gain access. It just
Oho points on the train at the area which is the space between the. Is there space between the carts?
Yes.
He would say, "Are you capable of detaching these?"
I believe so.
The detaching a car is a manual task, so you would have to manually disengage the lock mechanism that keeps the cars attached to each other, and it's not an easy endeavor, especially when a train's in motion, as there's tension present on that system. So
I'm not, but I think she is, and I point to Dove.
I mean, additionally, he can point putting a roll.
So
we have several ways to decouple the train. My only question is, how quickly does the response time shrink if they realize that they've been raided and 3 carriages have gone missing? That is also the question.
That's the other phase of the mission. Is any attempts on this train typically are they're expecting that the present defenses aboard the train will be able to handle any attempt. However, there are ground response teams by way of, as your data pad swipes over to the other vehicles, which would be not that one. 6 HCVW A9 turbo tanks that will be responding to any attempts on the train.
Do the
we
tanks
need a-
come
We
from
need
the?
a quick leaving.
Do the tanks come from the direction that the train departed? Meaning, like, are the tanks mobilized
They'll
from
be
that direction?
responding from the destination, so they'll meet you at the end of the tunnel.
They'll meet us at the end of the tunnel. How long is this tunnel? Is the tunnel the 30 minutes are on?
If you hit the tunnel, if you hit the train in the canyon, it's 30 minutes. If you hit the train before the tunnel, you have an hour.
Okay.
How do we
Oho
detach it and then make it go the other way?
Oho presents a plan. If we are able to place explosives ahead of time in the direction that the train is going, we can attempt to detach car 2 from 3, slowing down the carts that we need, letting 1 and 2 continue. We detonate the roof area, ceiling area of the tunnel ahead, far enough from us that it'll block the trajectory from where the tanks may come. We buy ourselves some time. As the cars 3, 4, and 5 are slowing down, we are moving, and then we retreat the way that it came from. but we would need someone on standby to bring vehicles so that we can be retrieved from the train that would be in complete stop in the tunnel.
That brings me to my next question of where our skill sets go, which direction, because all of us are good at getting into somewhere and getting out. Some of us are good at explosives, some of us are good at dealing with crowd control.
If Raul can get enough of explosives, as long once we detach 1 and 2, the engine and the first card, we can make those explode.
Also, I'm literally just looking at like the rail and what's attaching it. Like, are those magnetic or grabbed? Because if it's magnetic, those 3 carriages would stop almost immediately once they're detached. If we get them to emergency stop.
These ones would be, let's see. It's a tread. It's a tread rail car. That's new. I did not realize that.
There's always the option, last case scenario, is that we plant explosives on the treads and blow up the treads and they lean over. That's always
Correct me
the
if I'm wrong, but I believe that the train and the vault are programmed that if it takes a significant amount of damage, it self-destructs.
Yeah, that's fair. I'm just saying last-ditch effort.
I think that if we are able to get in that tunnel in advance, and we are able to decouple cars 2 and 3, I have an idea as to how we may be able to retrieve the person that has the data spike, bring them to us, to 3, while distractions are being made, but it would need to be fast.
You mean the cylinder?
Yes.
Right? Because the data spike is in the vault.
The cylinder.
Yeah, I'm also trying to figure. Okay.
So many gizmos and thingamabobs.
There's so many.
I love sci-fi.
You want cylinder? I got plenty.
Okay, so you want to take the person with the cylinder, get them onto car 3, then detach.
I think that if we are able to identify the person who has the cylinder, we can retrieve them without having to fully engage in car 2. It would be easier to retrieve them than to trying to actually obtain the cylinder up close.
Is there any way for me to find out the individual who would have that on them that is on this train?
You better. You're a slice. Your call is not sliced, so.
Hold on, I gotta come up with an NPC name now.
Oho does bring up a good point of it would be easier to have the person just open the vault and just on the emergency of saying, so we think there's a problem with the vault, we need you to come and open it so we can look. Which brings us to looking at Ego, someone who can talk quite quickly and think on their feet. But if we are to retrieve that card.
So the Admiral is Admiral Felka. He is the overseer of the transportation of military assets, as well as a vital piece of controlled contraband, that being the clean sweep data spike. He is a pencil pusher, if you will. Hasn't seen a lot of combat. He's more of a logistics overseer and whatnot. And so not lot in the ways of opposition when it comes to if it comes down to a conflict with Admiral or with Felka, but he does have considerable assets at his disposal.
Can I try and find dirt on this person or possible blackmail?
Boy, could you ever, if the party was nice enough to let you use some computers?
Does
I'm
anyone
pretty-
have a computer that I could?
We do on the ships, and we may and under watch, you may be able to use one to do what it is you're intending to do. That also brings up the second question of who is Slice traveling with while we're transitioning to the new location.
Don't everyone jump at once.
I would volunteer the Vagabond, but it's not my ship. And no offense, looking over at Oho and Roll, I have a funny feeling that Slice would be more safer with Dove.
What are you
But that-
implying here, Cash?
We are all extremely volatile. We do not trust each other as much as all of us are in one single group. And on top of that, all of us are very on edge.
And to be fair, Dove is the most capable in a straight-up fight.
I'm going by tactics and tactical.
And if Slice is to be on the ground, they would need to be under considerable guard in order to be effective. So, Dove would be the most logical frontline defense.
If it makes any of you feel
Admiral-
better, I've also got Valise to hide on my ship. I don't know what your stashes are like, but
As we're deliberating this, Rawl's gonna look to Oho and say in Dathmerian, "Brother," a word, and as he motions with his head to outside of the room.
He nods. Just looks at the group without saying much. He just walks.
When they're a considerable distance and whatever covering between them and the door of the room, he just turns to his brother. So, it seems to me that we're going to need some kind of scapegoat going into this train. Are we sure we can put our trust and faith in what this new person's saying? I mean, this seems very convenient.
I do not think that anyone is putting trust and faith into. I think we are doing what we must now that we find ourselves in a more delicate position than I anticipated coming here because of me. Right now, speaking in Dathomirian, I will play this game, this mission. But the goal is for us to find our way to Killbolt through Slice.
We've seen how Killbolt operates. Slice could very well be on the side of right, upstanding or whatever. whatever agents go by these days in the Empire. At the end of the day, still a pawn used by Gilbold. And whatever move he's trying to make here, we have to be able to see it and react in time.
There is a list of names that Slice is trying to get their hands on. Ego was able to sense it, and yet twice she has spoken about this mission and the train, and twice she has omitted that information. Whatever that list is, that's what we need to focus on.
So we're gophers again. All right. Either way, whoever goes on that train is put into 10 times the peril.
We
We're going.
literally witness an entire fleet of the Empire decimate the rebellion in Nathwin before our eyes, brother. I think 10 times the peril is our standard.
I'm not worried about you and me. I'm not worried about you and me. I know we can take care of ourselves. But the others, I mean, ego. Just
Do not underestimate them.
Sure. I don't underestimate them, but they don't have our experience.
Which is why we're here, brother. In the past, we didn't have to worry about anyone, because we knew we got each other's backs. Now we have to cover theirs. I think you should prepare. This finally may be the first time in a while where we might need you to go boom. Big time.
I have waited to hear you say those words.
Strategically.
All right.
Strategically.
I'll keep it contained somewhat, but at least a little bit of color, right?
We're going to be underground. But sure.
Listen, I have to let off some steam somehow.
You make sure that this mission goes well and we retrieve everything we need. You can blow off all the steam you want after.
Fair enough. How do we get to the train? If it's moving, it's going to have sensors ready at a moment's notice. We have to. They're going to know.
Which is why we'll need to move fast. The best way for us to get on the train is to be where the train is going to be before the train is there.
All right.
Shall we return to
Yeah,
the
we're
rest?
cut out. Yes, let's do that. Is there a way to connect to the interwebs from our base?
I see on the map that you guys have some type of workstation, whether it be an actual computer or not, I'm not sure, but it does look like one. Northeast sector. You tell me if you guys have established a means of connecting to the internet.
It would literally
Beg.
be the one.
Beg, please.
It would literally be the one spot that this was a 4-year base for them, and Ojo being the paranoid person that it is, this is like the one computer thing that they got that had enough like safety so they could like get on the interwebs as with like encrypted information so that the location was not traced.
Yeah.
So
Is it something I could upgrade?
Probably.
You do have the potential.
This is again.
I would
This
like
is
to upgrade.
this is
the
definitely
computer.
a computer that was acquired by them. Maybe like it was the computer they acquired it like maybe like after half a year.
Its iOS
But the
definitely needs an
computer
upgrade.
itself-
It needs an
Okay.
update.
This thing is like they patched this shit together. Like this is not like an actual computer. This
God.
is a DIY.
The SSD needs to be
Would like
wiped.
a
The
mechanic. What type of role is this? Is that
OS needs
computers to upgrade the
updating.
computer?
I'm pretty sure this hurts to
Well,
look at.
that's the question
Right
is,
now.
do you
You
guys
look over
even?
Slices crying.
The question is, do you guys bring? Given the question that Slice had asked, if you guys mind showing her, or if you guys have connection to the internet, do you guys bring her to the computer?
No. No, we don't. Rawl doesn't anyway. I mean, if you want to convince him otherwise.
I mean, we can control the intake outtake of the signal by providing the access codes to her datapad.
Correct.
So basically, we give her the Wi-Fi password, but we control
Mm.
whether or not we unplug it. That's basically what I'm
Okay.
saying. Like it's kind of like you know when you get to the kids, like you can play video games for like 2 hours and then
But
that's
there's
it.
parental lock on it.
Yeah, pretty much. Parental lock. We're giving her
Love
parental
that.
lock Wi-Fi on her datapad.
Amazing. Great. So you guys can monitor it. You can also decide she gets 5 more minutes.
I'm sorry. You think I'm just going to give a person named Slice, who's a slicer, and just be
Mhm.
like, here's the internet for you to use at any point in time, whether we are watching you or not.
Yeah. What could go wrong?
What could go wrong?
A despair could go wrong. What's going on there?
Yeah. What is that roll? What's happening?
Nothing. Don't worry about it. Okay.
I'm worried,
So
Tarzan.
I don't know if Ego
Worried.
is listening, because I know that Ren had to go, but I know that Ego was planning on rolling that sense on. I don't know if Ego is if Ren, if you're listening, give us a sign.
They did. They were on the dark side, and the media went, nope. So,
Either way, with the current system, Rawl is going to basically utilize his computer brain and do like a very slow dial-up version of connecting to the internet via this old beat up thing, and try to find, well, one, try to corroborate any of the information that has already been displayed about the train with anything online, and two, the schedule for the train.
Yeah, that's not going to be public access. This is an Imperial cargo. This shit's protected. You're not going to find anything on the holonet about this. Not without
Okay,
clearance.
Very well.
Not without Slice's clearance.
Not even like a manufacturer's, is this not a stock thing?
No. You're talking about we're talking about a highly controlled contraband piece of equipment, aka the clean sleep data spike that many criminals would love to get their hands on.
It's
No,
also
the
the
train, not the data spike.
Oh, semantics for this kind of train.
Yeah.
Oh, you want? I mean, aside from the schematics that the Slice already provided you,
Yes, I wanted to see if if the
Frontline.
schematics. Yeah, correct. I'm wanting to fact check.
Okay. So yeah, I mean, you'd be able to get. Yeah, tell you what.
We wouldn't be able to use line because there's no way for us to actually check the actual train.
Yeah, I mean,
Even if it
this would be-
wasn't standard, doesn't mean that they haven't upgraded. So there's no way
right.
for us to know.
I mean, you would be getting just you would be getting generic information on the train. I mean, the most up to date information you're going to get is what Slice has provided you, unless you guys have some means of penetrating the Imperial network via not
At this
Slice.
juncture, no. With this beat up piece of equipment, no, we don't have that capability.
So, like, you're able to pull up like generic information, but none of it's going to match what the aside from like the standard manufacturer in capabilities of a rail car system like that. But this is not a standard Imperial transport. This thing is upgraded to transport vital equipment
Gotcha.
of
Okay.
Imperial importance. You know what I mean?
I am fully tracking now.
You picking up what I'm putting down?
I'm picking it up. Thank you.
No worries. All
Putting
right.
it on the shelf.
That being said, you guys are going to let her take a look at the system and boost your guys' capabilities, or?
Sounded like no. But I do get internet on my data pad.
Yes.
For a little bit.
Very, very limited. It's the equivalent of having being in a hot spot or a sunspot with your cell phone.
With that, can I at least attempt to try and get dirt on the person who has the cylinder?
Let's take a look here. This would be.
It's gotta be computers, right?
Yeah, are there any tabloids on this guy? Does he have a missus?
Yeah. What kind of
Does he have a-
blackmail can I get?
I would be inclined to go with computers, but this is more
Right.
so
Oh, no.
information that you're trying to dig up on a specific individual.
Uh-huh.
So this is going to be a lore check instead.
It's not terrible. It's not
given-
nearly as good, but it's not terrible.
Given the shitty connection that your datapad has, this will be a formidable difficulty with a challenge of 2.
Jesus, okay. So how do I do this? I click the blue.
Actually, no challenges. We're not going to do that because we don't. A challenge of 1, and then we're gonna do 4 setback.
So
Can I argue that it's a computer's check because a lore check would be basically whether or not she actually knows lore versus the fact of using computers to get lore?
This is lore specifically pertaining to an individual.
Yeah, but she's not the one who knows it. She's just getting, it's like I use
Obtaining
Google to get information. I don't know the information that I get from Google. That's all I'm saying.
Listen. Computers would be if she's targeting computer systems specifically, but she is learning about an individual specifically.
I tried, Slice. I tried.
I appreciate. Could I argue Underworld? I'm losing. If I'm doing like the dark web.
No, that's a good point. If it's blackmail, it wouldn't be public knowledge.
This is true. I'll allow it.
Mhm.
I have
I'll allow
because the yellow dye are better than the green dye, right?
Correct.
Yes, they are.
More chances of
Uh,
So I
success.
would
Underworld.
prefer to use Underworld.
So to do this, you would click on the dice on the Underworld knowledge skill, and
Yes.
then add build the dice pool, and then it's
Okay.
is it formidable? Is that what you said?
Yeah, I got it.
Does
No worries. So yeah, it's gonna be a formidable difficulty with a challenge of 1. So you're gonna click
Oh
the
my
half
God,
purple.
That's so many purple dice.
Yes, it's gonna be. So you're gonna
Yeah.
upgrade it once. So that half purple, half red. Click that once, and then 4 black d6s.
Wait. Sorry. Wait. So I hit formidable,
Correct.
and then
The half purple, half red, click that once,
okay.
and then click 4 black d6s.
The black squares.
This is
Yeah.
so many dice.
Um,
Okay, that's,
I'll
now we're
because you're
good?
using the computers. I'll give you a boost die that you can benefit
the
from.
blue?
Yep, the blue d6,
Okay.
and you do benefit from the remove setback skill pertaining to computers. So go ahead and we'll remove 2 setback die. So
Okay,
just click
the setback die are which ones?
the black d6s.
Black.
Okay,
Like
so then I
D6s.
remove 2 of those.
Go ahead and remove 2 of those, and that is your
Okay.
final pool.
Okay.
If you would like to, before you roll,
Oh
Or
shit! I already
even
put-
retroactively still, if you would like to, you can cash in a light side token to upgrade one of those ability die to a proficiency die. That is if the party is in agreement that...
Yes.
There you
We have
go.
a
We
lot-
have
we have a
so
lot-
many.
we have
Please
so
take
many.
them.
Okay. All right.
So-
wait. So do I redo this or?
No. At
No.
the top, go ahead and click that one. You see those light side tokens up top?
Yes.
Go ahead and click one of
Click
those to
one.
redeem. There you
I
go.
did it.
And then you're gonna go over to your result, and you're gonna see a menu pop down below your result and an upper arrow saying upgrade. Click that once, and
Yep.
select the upgrade positive option.
Okay. I did it.
Damn, it gave you the same exact result.
It's really upsetting for me.
Extra advantage.
Wait. Actually, I have a reroll one today. Hold on. Okay, I can reroll one
Yes.
computers or astrogen check.
I'll allow it.
Excavation.
Yeah, I'll allow it. There, so again, same thing. Hover your mouse over your result, and there's a reroll dice option. Go ahead and click that. Damn.
This is
Oh
really upsetting.
my
It's getting worse.
God.
It's getting. Hey, it's getting worse.
I have a question. I have a question. Would a triumph turn that into a success?
No, it would
We
turn
make
into
it a zero
yeah,
successes.
which is still a failure.
Correct.
God
yeah.
damn, not even.
So that didn't go great.
we'll
Well,
call you. We'll
no
call you.
surprise there. You're
So,
working from a DDoS system.
Yeah.
good news is you don't expose your location to the Empire.
I love that.
That was what the one challenge die was representing, in case you expose yourself. So that's lucky.
Listen here. Listen here. Listen. Now you listen to me. If on top of everything that you've done so far, you expose this location,
You will
to
not
the
take
Empire,
my bastion from me.
you got lucky. Okay.
I swear.
Does your ability
just
say you get
got
to
this
choose
first.
which result? Or does it say you have to take? Does your ability say you can choose which result, or does it say you have to take the?
Hold on. It just says you may re-roll the check. It doesn't say anything else. It's for
Okay, so
natural programming.
you can choose which one.
The better one. I choose the better one.
The one failure, 2 advantages. Okay, instead of the threat. Okay. So, yeah, you don't expose your location. With 2 advantages. You're able to boost the signal via your datapad, but all efforts to dig up dirt on this Admiral Felka turns up blank. There doesn't seem to be any information that you can dig up via the BlackNet or any Imperial forums. So unfortunately, this guy comes up pretty clean for the time being. But that
Can't
does
seem
take
to find it.
quite a bit of time for you to do because the speed of this internet is very slow.
Well,
Forgot to tell you, there's actually a hamster on a wheel powering this computer.
Just about.
while that is happening, Cash would like to talk to Dove in
Okay.
this moment.
So this endeavor's going to take Slice about. I'm going to say it's going to take her at least 2 hours to complete this task. So while that's going on, what are the rest? Starting with Kesh and Dove, what are you guys doing in the meantime?
So I get to re-roll my resilience.
Good point.
Yeah. As Kesh is coming up to me, I think Ego and Dove are just swapping out another cold cloth.
So yeah, let's go ahead and
is
do that
it-
resilience check. Average difficulty. You do
Average difficulty.
the 2 setback die, but you
Two
also
setback. Is that for black?
yes, the 2
Or
black
blue?
d6s,
Okay, thank you.
and then
And a
boost for the cloth, 2 boosts for the shelter, and that should do it.
the calf. You said capital.
Yeah. Yeah. So 4.
So we 4. Yeah. Come on.
Oh, 2 successes, 1 advantage.
Okay. 2 successes. Let's go ahead and reduce your penalty down to 0. You no longer have to worry about the setback die to your physical checks anymore.
Thank God.
Cash, as you're walking up, you see Dove kind of seemingly catching her second wind at this point in time, as she's finally starting to seem like she's acclimating to this arid climate.
She looks pale rather than pallid.
Cash is taking that as a good sign because he was going to do a medicine check just in case as well. Because it literally, as talking go, you register that Cash is doing almost like a quick battle medics check of like eye coordination, like heart palpitation, like anything
Don't worry.
that might be setting off alarms of like this might need to be more addressed.
EWS.
But besides, yeah, like literally go through point to point to point to point to point. But once he establishes that Dove is doing okay, not good, but okay. The okay is the win. Kind of just like leans against the table, arms folded as he normally does when he's just listening in to Roll, Oho, and Slice. Just going, have you done this before? Yes, I've done this before. You know what you're doing this? You don't know what I'm doing. Just literally like just listening in. Potentially, if this is what's happening, I don't know. But just kind of like the how are you holding up?
Hate this place a little bit less.
I
Now that we're
meant
starting to get a lay of the land.
beforehand.
What do you mean?
You were escorting someone. You were going to see a very valuable person. Well, an important person to you and that individual. None of us have actually had a moment to just stop and take stock.
I think in the level of caution that we're taking, we're not really seeing the bigger picture here. And that is a little bit frustrating. She nods over to Slice, sorry. I think she could have done better with a proper system. And I think we're severely underestimating the benefit of what a clean slate can do for all of us. In as fast as chances we can take it.
I agree. And so I am doing everything I can to try and be neutral and trying to keep our new asset alive. That being said, I wasn't referring to the bigger picture. I was referring to you showed up saved ego, saved wrong, and as much as they probably won't admit it. And I imagine you took a bigger hit than any of us.
What are you asking, Kesh? Because I hate talking about myself. That's why I have ego to do it for me.
I get that. I'm asking how you pulled in up. I'm not mixing words. I'm not going around the bush. I don't do that.
I am still alive. The people I give a shit about are still alive. And at this point in time, that's good enough for me.
Noted. Just figured I'd ask.
You could stand to tuck your thumb in a bit more the next time you hit that dummy.
It has been about a decade since I've actually done any military training of any kind, so I guess I'm a bit rusty.
Well, we have some time to polish you up.
And additionally, on top of that, I saw what you summoned, and this group is full of what I would class as mystics. But you keep your secrets. I couldn't even branch or approach the subject even if I wanted to.
We have a lot of secrets, don't we? That's part of what binds us together.
You're talking to someone who made a judgment call and then revealed themselves to be a double agent. So, as much as secrets do bind this group, keeping each other alive is probably more important than secrets. But everyone is entitled to their privacy as much as some, looking at Slice, would like to circumvent that privacy.
Well, if she can circumvent that, the win's hers. But it's nothing nefarious, don't you worry your pretty head about that. One more weapon in hand is one more that can keep us alive.
So, I think the minute I start to worry is not the issue, it's when everyone else starts worrying it's becoming the bigger issue. When you stop worrying is when I'm going to start paying attention here.
You got a good head about your shoulders, Cash. Don't lose that.
Try not to. This is what I would consider my new squad. Try and keep everyone at least in one piece and drop together. You also have a good head on your shoulders. And as much as you try and hide it, you care. Maybe a bit too much.
Never say those words aloud. Again.
Now, why, oh why, would someone who likes keeping secrets want to keep an observation like that a secret? Or say it out loud.
Because there are people around us that would get a bit too happy to hear that.
Why should you think I'm saying it to you and no one else?
How are you holding up? This isn't exactly the crew you're used to handling.
This is one of the most chaotic acquaintances I think I've ever made in my entire life.
Yeah. People are like that. People like this are like that. They're unpredictable. It's why I like to work alone. And then these guys happened. And now we're all here stuck in the same boat. Funny how
I
things work out.
used to be like that. Then Porg Squad, rebellion. Now, Core Atlas. I'm not holding up. I think I am surprised that I haven't broken down yet.
I'm almost afraid to ask. What would cause you to break down? I almost don't want to see it. I don't think we should.
If I lose one more person, I see one more ship get blown up. If I see any of you get captured by anybody, you can easily tell the people that take any of you. There is nowhere in the galaxy that they could run, they could hide, that I couldn't track them, find them, and make sure that they get remembered in the most worst way possible.
Fighting words.
Promises.
Zog. Keep you around. You do fit in just fine.
Trying to. Also trying to let go of grudges, because the last thing I had a grudge with someone, he was wiped out. The last thing he said to me was, "I'm sorry." And I still can't bring myself to forgive a ghost.
No. Do you have to?
Part of me wants to. The logic part of me is telling me to shut up and get on with it.
I think sometimes we can stand to be driven by spite and hold grudges. It's one of the damnedest things to do that pushes us forward. If you don't find it in your entirety to forgive whoever did you wrong, don't. Because you won't mean it. Unless you really repent for something wholeheartedly. Don't say sorry, you're just lying to yourself, and then you'll feel a little bit worse for it, perhaps. And hey, who really cares what I think? It's usually what
I
I
do.
just do.
To be perfectly honest, I care what you think as much as I care what you do. As you said, it's nice to have a cool head around here.
And like I said, we'll do our best not to lose those.
I don't know. I feel like everyone we're going up against a blaster, swords, and fists tend to go a bit further than cool heads.
At this point, I would love to know what are the others in the corner doing as we look over to them.
It's like both looking at the exact same time towards the three.
You gotta hold the button, and then at the same, you gotta hold it, and then you gotta
I know how
crank
to
it.
use I know how to use the data pad. Thank you.
How long do you think
There's
it's
no-
going to be before they decide to start screaming at each other?
I think for Oho, this is already categorically screaming.
His voice did raise at least 3 octaves.
Look at his eyebrow twitch.
Look at the way he's crunching his hands.
All right. That being said, The effort to dig up any and all information on this Admiral Felka is proving to be fruitless, especially utilizing such a limited piece of technology.
Thank you. It is the technology's fault.
A
Excuse
data
me?
pad is not meant for digging up information of this scale. And you're more at home at a console than a data pad. Granted, you can use any and all tools to its fullest extent. It's just the capabilities of the platform of which you're using that tends to either benefit you or hinder you. And this being the case, it's a hindrance, being limited to only a data pad. After a long and arduous attempt to try and find anything, nothing comes up. It's almost as if this guy's abnormally clean for an Imperial. And especially somebody in logistics. You're typically having to step on somebody's necks at some level when you're in support. In order to be able to move up in the ranks. So you do find it abnormal that you're not able to find anything, but you chalk it up to the fact that the system that you're operating off of just can't handle the search engine that you typically use that as an analyst, and you're having to rely on more baser level search engines that are publicly accessible. You get a sense that if you had access to a computer, you'd be able to upload the tools that you need in order to be able to be successful in the endeavor that you're tasked with. So it's just a matter of getting your hands on the right implements, the right tools at this point. And yeah, so nothing, nada, zilch, zippo.
I can't work with this rudimentary tech. Could I please make alterations to your computer? All of you can sit over my shoulder the entire time, as close as you want.
Can learn a thing or two. Roll.
You do understand that the reason
Raw.
why you were able to track us here is because your employer placed a tracker on me.
I also told you about that tracker and took it off of you. Do you want me to put the tracker on me and then give you the little ability to track me? Would that make you feel better?
Dove, would you be able to tell if there was any tampering while they work?
That is a great question. Would that be possible, Tarzan?
What
What would that be dependent on?
That would be your understanding of computers as well. You could work alongside Slice to see what she's doing, and if you're skilled enough, you'd be able to pick up on any ulterior coding that would suggest ulterior functions that are not what she's intending on, or at least explicitly telling you guys what she's intending. So it would be a conjunction of computer checks between both Slice and Dove for Dove to be able to keep track of what Slice is doing, and for Slice to be able to upgrade the operating system of the computer that's on station.
If I go really slow and say exactly what I'm doing every step of the way, can I help?
Yeah, you can get that. That could provide a boost. However, it's going
Okay.
to slow down your overall progress.
Sure.
I was going to look at Rawl.
To it. We're at the point of being overly cautious, and it's slowing us down, and it's affecting what work we can actually get done.
The mission's only 2 days away.
Do what you must.
Thank you. So I'm going to attempt to upgrade the computer.
All right.
What do I do?
That is going to be a hard check with computers. It is an outdated system, so let's go. After everything's calculated in with your results, only 2 setback die remaining.
Okay,
And
so
roll
2
out a
of
boost die.
the
Black D6s.
purple, 2 black D6s.
Hard difficulty, so that's 3 purple.
Okay.
You still have the benefit of your computer skill. Let's see.
Yeah,
roll
so would this go under, hold on. It's not defensive slicing.
This is just this isn't
It's not code breaker. It's not bypass.
It's just-
Tech aptitude reduces the time.
it'll reduce the time
takes-
for you to do this by 25%.
25%
Sheesh.
faster.
Okay, so you could teach and upgrade a system pretty quick. Okay.
If anything, if she starts talking, trying to explain herself, Dub will just say, "Stop talking. You need to focus.
Okay.
You need to focus."
As well roll.
Okay, so that's it. That's it. So hard difficulty, 2 setback die remaining, and your computer skill.
How'd it go?
Nice.
A success. A win is a win.
I like it.
Great.
I like it. I like it. Okay, so you start looking into the software of the system. A lot of it's completely outdated, dating back 20, 30 years. Wait, no. 10 years. Dating back 10 years. This is a lot of the tech was scavenged by the brothers and implemented in the tech that they found was already outdated as is.
I assume I just have some like random computer parts on me.
So
It's been sitting for a while.
so you surprisingly enough, your data pad has a faster processor than this computer. So you take this time to disassemble that data pad, install that processor. Next is boosting its signal, the amplifiers. It's just a matter of crossing some wires to prioritize the signal itself over other non essential functions. You rewire the system, clean up the hard drive, and it's almost as good as your system as an analyst on the ISB. You
Nice.
bring it up to almost, it's about subpar. Your system's usually up here, it's just right under. So you're confident enough that the system will be able to facilitate any and all needs that you require when it comes to data mining. So that
I'm
being
also
said,
going to put all the information that I have about the job from the data pad onto this computer as well.
gotcha. So that being said, any further checks going forward while using this station will afford you 2 boost die.
Yes.
That being said, we're going into the evening of day 30. Rawl, Oho, I know you guys said you wanted to initiate talks with the neighboring tribes to acquire beast transportation. Are you guys going to follow through with that, or are you guys going to save that for when for after this mission?
I mean, I think considering that that's something that might be better done daytime. We also have Dove that may want to ask some stuff or begin the conversation. I don't know if that's something I want to do that now, but that would involve more participants.
Yeah. So yeah, during the daytime, you're probably right now would not be ideal. Then, what are you guys all doing while Slice is tasking yourself with upgrading your guys' system? What's priority for you guys?
Raw.
Ooh, actually, hold that thought.
Raw.
Save that for messages, because one last question before we move forward. Do you guys upload your context to the system? Because this
Contacts, what do you mean? Or code cylinders?
no, your contacts, Chav, ISO. Galt. Or you got. She's amplifying your guys' system, getting you guys better relay signals to be able to make long range communications.
100% we do.
I see yes, and a no from Victor.
I'm going to say because of what Dove said. When Dove is basically saying, like, you're slowing us down. All just kind of goes, do what you must.
Okay.
And if they talk about the contacts, it goes, fine.
Okay. So about 8 p.m. rolls around, planet side of Socorro. Slice, you finish your final touches on boosting the amplifier and the relays for long-range communications. You put the panel back on, dust your hands off, admiring your work, almost as up to spec with your station within the ISP.
We added some RGB.
You're feeling accomplished with what you've managed to get done.
Is it water cooled?
Yes, there's a water cooling system. You can actually change the colors of these lights to be whatever you want. I prefer purple and green, but do what you will. And you can even make, if you have music that you like, you can make it go to a song, perhaps. Or not. Or you can just turn it off. And then it just it all goes off.
Rawl just stares at you. Anyway.
As she's going through this explanation, you can't help but notice shortly after a communication is coming through.
I mean, you have a message on here. I don't think the computer was...
Granted, it's directed at your VCX, but it was rerouted through the long-range communications relay of your guys' base. And you quickly realize it's Chav.
Raw reroutes the call to the terminal there and brings it up on the holo screen.
Jeez, I've been contacting you guys forever. What is going on? Just calling to let you guys know ahead of time. Life Day is coming early for you fuckers. So be ready. I got presents for all of you. Dove, you're going to especially love this. But what's the situation? What's the plan?
A tentative plan. Gonna kind of Trojan horse this shit and get this code cylinder as it were.
Please elaborate.
We are hijacking a train, Jeff.
Oh. Well, that sounds
And
fun.
It has something on it that will give all of us a fresh start.
Allegedly.
I like the sound of that. 2 questions. When and where?
We'll take a wild guess. Each of us just gives the date, rendezvous, where it is.
As soon as possible.
Yeah, save expediency for time.
Tomorrow.
So you guys tell them the day of the heist is the 32nd. Yeah, the 32nd of this month
Yeah, 2 days.
on Kathmandu. Well, great news for you guys. I can meet you guys there. About 41 and a half hours away from that sector. I'm probably going to beat you guys there, if anything. So
Of course you are.
So long as you're bringing the life date gifts with you.
Ooh, that's a given. I'm not gonna be able to stick around long because I'm doing a job for Hondo. Yeah.
Have you got 30 minutes to be the getaway driver?
I think I could pull that off. I am the
There we
best pilot in the galaxy.
Still debatable.
It's only debatable if you're an idiot. Anyways. Dove, I think I got the dimensions right for your situation, so I hope you can get dressed quick. The rest of you, you guys are gonna owe me a favor. That's for sure.
I think we owe you. I think we owe each other several favors at this point, Chav.
All right. Don't get yourselves killed. I'll see you guys in a few days. In about 2 days, just less than. I'll catch you later.
Click. Rawl shuts down the call.
That's promising.
Extremely. I think we're overdue some good news for all of us.
Should we flick him a message to bring us some fuel while he's at it? He does have a cargo container.
I'm assuming you guys are gonna forward the mission specs to Chap so he can brief himself.
Yep.
So Chav will get up to speed on his own time while he's traveling. But yeah, look, Chav will meet you guys planet side on Kathmandu for the mission. That being said,
That's great.
you guys still have some other preparations to make. Chav is only going to be showing up with things that he's preemptively gotten. He doesn't have time to make any pit stops if he wants to beat you guys. So you guys are going to have to do some personal shopping for this mission. But
which we can do.
right,
So,
you guys have time.
yeah.
That being said, the evening sets after the call. Spirits lifted with the revelation of incoming gifts that some are long overdue or dearly missing. And the morning after promises new adventures and encounters. But where the rest of this journey goes for tonight is to be diced. Thank you all for tuning in tonight's episode of Star Wars Edge of the Force and Destiny. We appreciate you. I'm going to eventually get over it one of these days. We'll catch you guys next week for the continuation in the 3rd episode of Jellybean's Arc. Again, thank you, Jellybean, for joining us for the campaign, and I look forward to the final steps into this heist. I can't wait. You guys have a great rest of your night. We'll see you next time. Forgot to do slates for the week. We do have Tales of Arden this week, don't we? Or is it next week? It's next week.
Is it not this week?
Is it this week?
We didn't play last week.
We didn't. So yeah, we have Tales of Arden this week. You're right. Thank you. And again, Frontiers of Eberron is not coming back until July, so it will be coming back soon. Be on the lookout for that. And my players have been hassling me to bring back a long-shelved campaign, so be on the lookout for that announcement soon.
And Dimensional Dial?
And Dimensional Dial still to be diced. We love you guys. We'll see you guys next time. Have a great rest of your night. Take care.